Welcome to Road to Dopey, number two, second one. Welcome again. So it's quite late in the evening over here in Manchester, England, where myself and Stewart are. But we have a guest this week who's in much sunnier climates, and we'll introduce you in a moment. But just to remind you, my name's Jason, and
I am Stewart. Hey there, we're back for another week. We made it. This week, yesterday, it was Jason's birthday. Happy birthday, Jason.
it was guilty as charged.
So now that you're another year older,
England, where myself and Stewart are, but we have a... Oh, we're getting a bit of feedback from America. It's all good.
yeah, I was saying, now that you're another year older, do you know where the Dopey Challenge is yet?
What? Walt Disney World?
Yes.
Is it? Is it right?
I was not too sure where it was, whether it was going Florida or Los Angeles, or I should say Anaheim. Yes, Florida. So, let's do a quick recap on what the show is all about. Over to you.
Cool. Yeah, certainly. So, Stuart and I, this is our first attempt at Dopey Challenge. We've done a couple of back-to-back races in the past, but Dopey Challenge, this is our very first one. We've both done Run Disney races before. I've done one, Stuart's done quite a lot. This is my first marathon, and this is Stuart's second marathon, and Stuart's got a big goal in the marathon to get below a certain time that he's really eager to get. So the next 15 weeks, I think, from now, 14 and a bit weeks from now, we're just going to be talking about our training and the lead up to Dopey, and onwards and from there. It's not just going to be covering Dopey, it's going to be covering some of the other Run Disney races as well, and then just running in general as we progress. And then I think once January's been and gone, we'll keep talking to you guys as we try and carry on running after the event, which is can sometimes be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, this podcast really is open to all runners, not just the Dopey challengers, anybody that's running at the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend in Orlando. So that's 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon, any goofies out there, or even dopies. Now, speaking of dopies, we've got a dopey here with us. She did it last year, and I'm pleased to introduce Caitlin. Say hello.
Hi.
It's good to meet you.
Good to meet you, even though I know you.
So, tell us a little bit about your running history, Caitlin.
Okay, so my first big race, well, to me it was a big race, was November 2013. It was my first 5K, and I had signed up for the Princess Half Marathon at Disney World, and I was running that February 2014, and I said I'm just going to run one half marathon to prove to myself I can do it. And probably up until mile 13 of that first half marathon, I said, I'm never doing this again. Maybe just once a year. Like, maybe I'll just do Princess next year, make it a once a year thing, but nope. And somehow I caught myself, let's see, February, March, April, 2 months later registering for the Dopey Challenge and deciding I was going to do my first marathon. And I literally had done one half marathon at that point. So...
Does that make you feel any better, Jason?
No.
Jason, how many half marathons have you done, Jason?
If I can do it, you can do it, because my road to Dopey is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, I've done maybe, we were trying to debate this last week. I think I've done maybe 10 to 15 half marathons. I've done quite a few of those, but
I'm more than just one by now. But
yeah, yeah. But I think I agree with your point there, though. I think it's strange when you're running the half marathon, because you're just kind of thinking, oh my God, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this like misery? And then as soon as you get to the end, you're like, oh my God, that was the best. I need to do it all over again.
It was the best feeling, and I mean, I carried that silly princess medal around with me for a while, because I went on spring break. I went back home to my parents, and there's a picture of me, which I'll have to find that, with my medal and I put it around a dolphin statue, and I don't know why I still had it at that time, but I literally carried it everywhere. So I figured, you know what? If I can do a half, I can do a full, and why not get all those other medals? Literally. And that was my idea. I was sitting in I think I was in a math class, and I just signed up, and I'm like, yeah, I got this. No idea what I'm doing, but I got this.
So you basically went from the princess to signing up 2 months later.
I had done a 10 miler, and yeah, so from signing up until signing up for Dopey, I had done 2 5Ks, 1 half, and 1 10 miler. And I was signed up for other races. Like it's not like I just went from those to Dopey. Like I ran a lot. Like I caught the running bug, but it was definitely not like something that I would suggest people just doing. Like you get blinded by the bling, but I'm the first person that's going to be like, you need to train. You're not going to get carried by pixie dust when you're there. You know, I know how people are like, oh, it's Disney and everything. Like, yes, I was blinded by it, but I had to work my ass off, and it was not easy. Like I was not.
I'm definitely bling blind, so I am definitely medal scrounging. This is it's all about medals for me. That is the goal. I need 6 pieces of bling and 6 T-shirts, all for that flight home.
Wow, I don't blame you. That's the only reason that we run, right? I mean, we have to put in the work, but we get the bling. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So Stewart tells me, so boys talk, not as much as girls, but boys talk. Stewart tells me that you wear some crazy costumes at Dopey.
Yeah, and actually, I had some really great Dopey costumes planned that I didn't get to wear them all because it was really cold, and it wasn't really cold for most people, but I'm from Florida. I've lived here my whole life. The only time I've seen snow was a snow flurry, so I was very cold that weekend, and I'm sure like Stewart can tell you, like we had record-breaking, just cold. There was I know the Walmart that's near Disney ran out of gloves and mittens and all this stuff. I'm pretty sure it was the night before the 5K. So all my great costumes had to be transformed into some kind of winter wear. And I threw some crazy things together last minute. But I was so tired, and I didn't even care. Like, my costume game has stepped up since then because I have more time.
You've not planned to go as characters from Frozen then, I guess?
Oh my gosh, no. I did an Anna costume for Wine and Dine in November last year. But I did, for the 5K, I was Minnie Mouse, makeshift Minnie at the last second because I needed a hat, and I'll have to find those pictures. But yeah, I had like this crazy snow hat that I found in the kids section at Walmart. Last minute threw it together. I was actually wearing footsie pajamas underneath my like running tights because I was so cold. Like,
the weather for that 5K was ridiculous. It was howling. I remember because it was the night I was doing the 10K. I remember the night before it was howling with wind, and I was like, I opened the apartment door and I was like, oh my god, it's freezing.
You're
I
like,
don't know how they're gonna cope.
Like, what's wrong? And I'm convinced though that every Disney race weekend now, in the January to February, has to be cold because we had 2 big cold fronts, record-breaking cold fronts in Orlando this year, and one was Princess Weekend, the other was Marathon Weekend. Every other time it wasn't cold.
But the Wine and Dine last year, it actually poured down.
It did. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. That was a crazy, crazy day. I actually I didn't even eat the entire day because I was dealing with credit card fraud. Like, my bank called me the night before and told me that somebody was trying to use my bank account and it got shut down. And I was running around to banks that day, and the weather was crazy during the day anyway. So by the time, the race comes around, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't eat. I have to run this half marathon. Like, what is wrong with me? And then it starts raining, and then I was chafing, and then I was hungry, and I mean, I guess I didn't really dehydrate because there was all that rainwater, so I had one thing going for me.
Quite refreshing to run in the rain. We're used to that here in England.
Yeah, we live in Manchester, so Manchester is affectionately known as Rain City or Rainy City, depending on kind of whether you're North or South Manchester. But yeah, it's kind of known as like the rain capital of pretty much the world, I think.
Yeah.
It rains all the time.
Well, and during like my dopey training, I would run in the summer, like in the afternoon, just because I had crazy schedules and it was the only time that worked. And it was like really hot, but sometimes it would rain because we always get those 3 o'clock showers, and it worked. But nothing compared to wine dine because the I don't even know, it was flooding, and I didn't think I was gonna finish dopey. Like I think probably around mile 9 or 10, I was in tears because I said, you know, I'm doing this race and I have dopey soon, and oh my god, what the hell am I thinking? And I can't finish this because I saw the balloon ladies. That was like the first time I ever saw them. But I was really struggling. Like it was ridiculous because, and on top of all that, my watch that I was using had gotten stolen at a Halloween half marathon like a couple weeks prior. So I was using somebody else's watch and it wasn't working, and I was like, I don't care. I'll just get swept. And I didn't, but I was just like, it just wasn't a good day.
No, it's not. No.
Not a good race. I'm actually not running it this year, but I wanted to. I'm doing way too many races. Like I'm doing Avengers and Rock and Roll Vegas. Like it's the next week after Wine and Dine, so I figured, oh, I have to pick one or the other, and rather go on a trip than do something in my backyard. So.
Yeah, we did Avengers last year. It was last year, was it last year? Yeah, November last year, and it was it was good fun. It was I don't think it was as busy as the normal Disney races, but no, we enjoyed ourselves. It was good. It was good.
Still not sold out. Well, it might be sold out now. Don't quote me on that because I haven't looked, but I signed up like pretty last minute. So we'll see if I get in my normal corral or if I'm in the last corral.
We were quite high up. We submitted fairly average times, and we were in Corral A.
We were in Corral A.
Yeah, we did quite well. We were quite lucky. So.
No, Corral B.
Corral B. There we go. Yeah.
I will never be in corral A, B, or C. Well, I've been in a C, but I've never been in a, and I've been in a A and a B for a 5K, but no.
You never know. You never know. If we manage to get into B, you can do it too.
Maybe if I actually wasn't injured and I was able to train properly, because yeah.
Tell us how the training went for Dopey.
My training for Dopey. It was pretty good actually. It was fine up until probably Wine and Dine time. I was keeping up with my miles. I was about 17 or 18 miles in with my training program, and I went to New York City for Thanksgiving, and I was at the Macy's parade, and my foot got run over by one of those hot dog carts, and I had to get toe surgery on my foot. Yeah, like I had a whole thing like with my toenail, and like my toe got like squished. It was a whole big thing, and I didn't know it because my foot was frozen. Because hello, it's New York and it's cold, and I'm from Florida, so it was pretty ridiculous. But I had to go and get surgery, and it was right before like my 20-miler I was supposed to get in, and I had surgery. I was out for like they said 3 to 6 weeks it should be healed, then I could start running again. I was pretty much out till like Christmas time, because I just couldn't put a shoe on, like I couldn't put pressure, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm running Dopey, like it's not a 5K, it's all these things, I was freaking out.
It was a nightmare scenario. So what made you want to continue? Like, did you ever think I'm gonna quit?
Because I paid so much money for registration. That was my biggest thing, because I mean, they're not cheap races. Like, I don't go out on weekends with my friends, so I can do these races. Like, that's just how it is. Like, gotta prioritize. But I said, I paid all this money. Like, I need to at least try it. And I knew I could get through the first 3 days fine, but that marathon was, obviously it's daunting. It's like, it's crazy. I know, little fun fact is when you're at like mile 2 during the full marathon, and they shout out, they're like, hey, Dopey runners, you're halfway through your challenge. How do you feel? I started crying at that point because it's crazy, it's like your first marathon. You're like, what the hell am I doing? And oh my god, I'm only halfway through. Oh my god. It's ridiculous. But yeah, mostly I didn't, I kept saying, even if, I don't get any more training in, because at that point I didn't think I was, I'm going to, try and see what happens. Because even if I could, I was kind of at the point, like, if I get swept, at least I tried it.
Yeah.
And, fun fact, I didn't get swept, but
And you did, and you got the medals and the T-shirt.
Yeah. It's interesting you mentioned the sweeping though, actually, because there's I don't know if any of you've seen it. There was an article. It was I think somebody had posted a blog that they'd done a Run Disney event and they'd got swept.
Mm.
And when you get swept at Disney, right or wrong, and I think this is the whole debate, you get the finisher's medal. So you already get the finisher's shirt prior to the event, but they actually when you get swept, they give you the finisher's medal.
Yeah.
What's your views? Both of your views on that? So is it right? Is it wrong? Do we really care?
I can see it both ways. I'm very much like, if I got swept for a race, for like medical reasons or something happened, I look at it like I had the courage to start, and if I want to get the medal, I'm not going to hang it up, but that's still gonna, race is gonna mean something to me. I think just like I've met so many different people because I'm kind of a back of the packer, like not in the very last corral, but I'm like a 3-hour half marathoner, so that's not anything to be proud of, like realistically. So I've met people that are very elite about it, and they're just like, no, you need to finish to get the medal. But then you also have to think, like, you don't know what that person went through. Like, they could have had surgery, they could have had someone pass away, because I've met so many people and those stories are real. So I just look at it as, we all paid the same amount of money to get in. We were all there registration day having many heart attacks, And I also feel too, which is kind of another gray area, is that people register for these races where they don't think they need to train. Like they literally think the pixie dust is going to carry them to the finish line. You see it all over the boards, you hear it all the time. Not saying anything about that. But it's just, I feel everyone gets a fair chance. And even though we get to run through the stuff, like, run through the parks and everything, we're still really paying for that bullying. Like, we're paying for a shirt, technically. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's better that they give it to people, because some people, like I said, have had, like, hardships and struggle and training, and we're not here to judge anyone. And I think Disney would definitely have more problems if they stopped giving out finisher medals. I'm happy they don't give out the challenge medals, because that's like the big thing. But there was this one girl that I saw in a boot during Dopey, and she wanted her full marathon medal because she told me that she broke her foot, but she wanted to go out there and do it, and then when her foot was better, she was going to run her own marathon. Not at Disney, but she's like, I flew all this way, and I want to get my medal. I'm just like, whatever, more power to you. I would probably do the same. I've never been in that situation, knock on wood, and I've never been swept, knock on wood, but I don't know. I'm really just like whatever about it. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
I think there was a few chats about it. I think one of the quite common themes was that actually a lot of people were saying that Disney should create an additional medal, which is if you've seen Fantasia, the scene, the Sorcerer's Apprentice scene where Mickey's got all the brushes sweeping, the medal is one of the brushes, which I thought was actually quite a nice thing. I was like, actually, that's quite a nice idea, actually, because you're still getting a memento from the occasion, but actually, you're acknowledging what's kind of happened. But
I think that's kind of but I think people would be highly insulted with that, because trying to put yourself in that mindset, you're running and you get told, okay, you're too slow, get on this bus. And I've heard mixed things about it. Like, some people say it's great, some people say it's awful. Personally, if I was running a race and they told me, get on this bus, I would probably be that bitchy person that's like, nope, this was an awful experience. Like, they could literally be the nicest people to me, but I'm going to think they're the worst. And, so I don't know. I think people should honestly just run their own race and worry about themselves.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Like, those people still spent the same amount of money to race. Like, don't worry about them. Worry about your own race.
Good point.
Can you imagine there'd be so many people that would just want to be swept just for that special swept medal? They would want that.
It would, and it would go for a lot of money on eBay. It would be like a big collector's item. People would start selling their sleeper medal. I don't know. I think that's like glorifying it. Like, I don't think that would be a good idea to do.
So you could go and do the rubbish Run Disney race, get the sweeper medal, sell it to pay for your Dopey entry. That'd be the clever way to do it.
Yes, that and honestly, like during the full marathon, because you're out there. Well, I was out there for a lot of hours. I met some like amazing people, and some of their one woman's story was that she had been swept during the Goofy. I want to say 2 years prior, continuously, and she finished this year. But it was her one goal, like she wanted to finish Goofy, and she was swept either 2 or 3 times, and she kept coming back each year. And I just think I think that's like really great. Okay, I love
it really is, yeah, absolutely. I think we mentioned this last week, and Stuart and I are always having the same conversation. But I always say I think the time element for running is irrelevant. So your times are the kind of things that you tell non-runners. So if you're having a conversation with someone who doesn't run, they always want to know about your marathon time. They always want to know about your half marathon time and all these times. And actually, as non-runners, the times don't actually mean anything to them. They're just trying to compare it to something that they've seen on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, between runners, we all just acknowledge how much effort it takes to actually cover the distance. So whether you run a marathon in, a friend of mine just ran a marathon in 2:58, so 2 hours 58. Whether you're doing 2 hours 58 or you're doing a 7-hour marathon, it doesn't matter. It's you're still covering 26.2 miles. You still had to train to do it. The fact that you've covered that distance is still really, really impressive. It doesn't really matter how fast or how slow you do it. What matters is that you got out there, you trained, and you carried yourself around that distance, or at least in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. Whatever. I totally want to do it for my time, for my own personal time. He's only saying that
you were that 2:58 marathoner. You didn't finish in 2:58.
No,
I'm disappointed.
I would love to be the 2:58er.
Oh God, I'm over here like I wouldn't even make it to the halfway point. I'd be like, guys, I'm almost done with my half. Oh, okay. What was it?
But he's only saying that because he's relatively speedy.
I'm not that fast. I'm carrying far too much weight to be that fast.
I like to say I'm about a 13-minute mile, but I tore my meniscus, which is a whole other dopey story. Which that's actually a fun one. But yeah, so I actually have had to take like a few months off, and I'm finally getting back into running, and I'm going to physical therapy and stuff. So.
So what races have you got lined up for the future?
All right, right now I have a half marathon in October. It's the Cocoa Beach half marathon, and it's like an I Dream of Jeannie theme. So I get to dress up as a genie, and I'm like super excited for that. That starts off my race season, and then I have Avengers and Rock and Roll Vegas in November, and that's pretty crazy because that's 2 races same day. It's gonna be a yeah. And yeah, I was just gonna do Rock and Roll Vegas, and some people that I was gonna stay with in Vegas are now gonna be in Disneyland, and as a 21-year-old girl, I do not want to be by myself in Las Vegas for the first time, so I'm going to Disneyland for a few days with them. And they're like, just sign up for Avengers. Like, okay, well, what's another 13.1 if I've done a full Dopey, and so it's the same day. It's the Sunday. You do Avengers in the morning, then you drive to Vegas.
We nearly did that last year.
Did you?
We did it. We never nearly did it. I looked at the travel plans and thought, no.
Well, I wanted to fly. Like there was one flight out of SNA, and it was at 12:35, and it would have got me into Las Vegas at like 1:45. So I was all for that, and I was gonna do it. And the people that I like, my running group, they just told me that they're driving, so I could just sit in a car and probably have like 10 panic attacks as I'm afraid we're going to miss the race. But I don't know. It should be an experience. Like I'll be in their phone rolling and in this little car. So
we got chatting to a lot of people last year who it was on the race, and they were driving across that day. So they were all driving across, and I think they were saying it was probably about 4 hours. So
it is about 4 hours. They said like you'll get in by 1. I don't know. I'm just honestly concerned because I'm about a 3 hour half anyway, and I mean I finished as I was there for Tinkerbell, and I finished that like pretty. It was pretty early in the day, so it was early in the morning still. But I had to submit my proof of time after the Run Disney deadline because I just registered literally not even 2 weeks ago, like a week and a half ago. And it's past the deadline, so I figured, oh, I'll just submit my time and cross my fingers. But, there's a chance I'll be in the last corral. And, I mean, I'm not really worried about being swept. It's just more of I have to finish like 20 minutes earlier because now I have to drive with people. So it'll just, as the weeks go on, I'll probably just be thinking about this and be like, what am I doing? I should have done this.
You arrive on the strip in Vegas just as the race is about to start.
I had to pay an extra $40 for same day race pickup for my bib, so more money spent for
We have a
running.
few friends that are doing that race that day.
Really?
They're traveling over from England.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're from. Is it Hyde? Jason, is it Hyde?
Who's running it?
Castleford.
Oh, the Leeds lot. Yeah, Castleford.
Yeah. So they're flying over, and then David's going as well.
I thought David was going, yeah.
Is your airfare really expensive to fly?
It's about £500 return, which is about $800.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes taxes. That's tax included. So, yeah, about $800 there and back. And that's, you can usually get it a little bit cheaper. That's like kind of the set price.
Mm, yeah.
How much is it from Florida?
Florida to California, for Tinkerbell in May, I paid $330, but then this time I have a one-way, and I got some crazy thing like $100 one way into LAX, which I'm probably gonna regret because people always say don't fly in there, but when the prices are so much cheaper, gotta do it. But
The trick with LAX was as soon as you get off the plane, run. Like literally run. So when we landed in LAX last year, we got off the plane and we ran like faster than we ran at any race, and we ran and we ran and we ran, and we got to the security gate first, and it was brilliant. We just walked straight through. It was no problem. But behind us there was like a queue of like 400 people.
That's crazy. I'm just flying.
It's harder for us though because we have to go through proper immigration, whereas you have a proper passport, unlike us.
Yeah, I forgot you guys have to do all that. I don't know. I don't like flying in general, which is kind of ridiculous because I fly a lot, but my flight from Las Vegas is actually worse because I leave from Las Vegas, go to LAX, and then fly back, like, to Orlando, and it's an overnight flight. Logical.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to my flight gets in at 6:13, and then I'm supposed to be at work at 7. So we'll see how that works out.
So are you feeling ready for that? Because that's not that many weeks away now, is it? Was it 6 weeks? 5 weeks?
Yeah, it's about 6 weeks, I think.
Wow.
Too close. I have to get airport parking. I have to remind myself to get airport parking. But yeah, it's very soon, and I'm not feeling 100% ready just because normally I do run through the summer, but I ran Rock and Roll Chicago in July, and then I was told, okay, no more running for at least 6 weeks. You got to heal your knee. And my knee actually, I tore my meniscus a few days before Dopey. Yes. So my toe was healed because like everything was fine. I was all excited. I'm like, I'm ready for Dopey. I got this. And actually, I had did my 20-miler because I only train up to 20 miles. But I was like, I have to do this and make sure I can at least get it. I did it probably Sunday or Monday before Dopey. And I know people are like, taper, but I had 6 days of not running. So, do what you got to do. And probably not ideal, but I needed that just reassurance that I can at least do the 20 miles.
That must be quite painful though, having to do the race with the tear. That's
Yes. And I did that on the treadmill, the 20 miles on the treadmill. I broke it up into 4 or 5 mile runs.
The dreadmill, as we call it.
Yeah, no. It was the treadmill. And it was awful. Then I had this guy come up to me and say, "Excuse me, you're on my treadmill. How much longer are you going to be on there for?" I was like, "I got a 20-mile run. Leave."
That's brilliant. That is actually brilliant.
Yeah, and then he just goes to the one next to me. He's like, "Do you want to race?" I was like, "No." And I was watching Netflix. Like I was watching Friends on Netflix all day, just running. Or I am walking. I don't even know what I was doing. But you know what? I got to 20 miles, and it was all the reassurance I needed. It was a good confidence boost. And then I want to say that was Monday. So Wednesday was the day of the expo, the first day of the expo. And on my way, like I woke up early because I had to go to class first, and then I was going to the expo. Actually, no, I wasn't in class. I was going to school for something. I think I did books. Anyway, I tripped over my roommate's dog's tennis ball on the stairs, and it was dark still. So the tennis ball, and I slip over it, and I hear pop, and I'm like, oh, my niece never popped like that before. That can't be good. So I run downstairs, grab an ice pack, like for sandwiches, like lunchbox one, and then I go to the expo. I'm icing my knee the entire way there, and I'm about a 40-minute drive from Disney. So I get there, and I look at my knee, and I think I might have been wearing shorts. No, I was wearing pants because I like rolled up to look at my knee, and I was like, oh no, something's wrong, and it was like big and like swollen and not good. So I went to a Dopey meetup, like with a Dopey group, and then I ended up meeting this woman who was like, you're not going to go drive back and forth every day, because I only stayed on Disney property the night of the half and the full. So I ended up meeting this random person and then staying with her in her hotel for like 2 more, the night, Wednesday and Thursday night. But anyway, that's relevant because she had a torn meniscus. So that's how I knew I tore mine. And she had all this like crazy knee medications, and like she gave me a brace. Like in all my Dopey pictures, except for the marathon day, I'm wearing her knee brace. So it's funny how you find people. Like, so it was great. And
you met me on marathon day at the toilets.
I did. I know. My phone wasn't getting connection. I'm trying to send you a message, and here you are.
Yeah, I was literally there. I'm always the last person at the toilets just before the race is about to start.
Stewart is always at the toilets. Always.
I'm pretty much known for it.
Well, I was waiting for. Actually, you met her too. Then you met the lady that I was with. Actually, no, because I met 10K day. I saw you. I saw you the day of the 10K.
The 10K.
Yeah.
It was very, very busy. It's a much bigger race, the marathon, than the others.
Mhm.
And I don't think I was expecting it to be bigger than the half marathon, but it is significantly bigger. And there is a long distance to walk to get to the starting line. So yeah, I seem to remember just kind of arriving at the 10K and then starting. Well, after seeing you and then starting. Whereas with the marathon, I don't even think I got to the start line until about, was it 5:30 it starts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of marathons, how's the training going, Jason?
Well, not good. Terrible. No, it's not too bad. Well, I've not been running much, so I know I mentioned last week that I've kind of curbed my running down a little bit because I've been having some heel and Achilles problems. So I've really reduced my running, and I've been cycling more. So this coming Sunday really should be we're a little bit late to the party, and we're having to do alternating long runs. So a long run one weekend, no long run the weekend after, and then long run again, and we're having to build it up that way. So this coming weekend, this Sunday, is supposed to be 12-mile weekend, but somebody booked themselves on a race on Saturday, but on Saturday night, So somebody's running a race until about 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday evening. So yeah, not great actually. I'm a little bit concerned because I'm definitely falling a little bit behind because you've started, haven't you already, Stuart?
Yes, I started. Was it last week or the week before? Can't remember. I did 9 miles at the weekend, which was my first. Yeah, it was last weekend I started. I did 9 miles at the weekend, which was my longest run since the half. Yeah, since Dumbo, and it was all right because I had really bad shin splints after that, a lot of pain. So I took. Has it been 3-4 weeks out since then?
Probably did, yeah, probably enough
To recover, and now, yeah, 12 miles at the weekend, which I think I'll be running on my own.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? So yeah, I think we need to try and do 12 this weekend at some point. That is the plan. So it might have to be a late afternoon Sunday after the recovery from Saturday's race. But oh well. I think and the other thing with the race, if people are in the Manchester area on Saturday, feel free to come down and cheer or volunteer or whatever. So it's an alley cat race, so it's not a traditional type of running race. It's a checkpoint race. It's kicking off at Train in Manchester on Castlefield Locks. The race starts at 8 p.m. So if you're wanting to volunteer, if you get down there a little bit earlier, I'm sure they will find something for you to do.
And I'm going to be there volunteering.
Oh, you're volunteering for it?
Yeah, I'm volunteering.
I think I'm gonna run 12 miles this weekend too.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I have to do it because you're
not. I'm trying to get back, and I did 15 last weekend. Actually, I did 17. I did 15. I got lost on this trail, and then I was dealing with some BS, and I got annoyed, and I went for another 2-mile run. So I did 17 total last weekend, and I mean, my knee felt okay, like for the first time in a long time. So I'm trying to build up my miles back up, but I don't have time to start at like 3. So I'm jumping back into it. But hey, we all gotta hold each other accountable. So I'll do 12 this weekend.
Yeah.
You guys run 12, I'll do 12. Not sure why I'm doing 12, but.
We're rolling it together. Only. Yeah.
Because, well, no, I was gonna say I'm bad at math, so I was gonna say, well, if we all do 12, that's like 48. But no, we need someone else. We need another person.
Well, Lisa might be joining us. Lisa's also doing the Dopey, so she might be joining us for 12.
Oh, well.
So that's 4.
48. Job done. We've just done it. We've done a Dopey in a day between the 4 of us. There or thereabouts.
That is scary to think it's 4 times 12.
Do you want to, Stuart? Do you want to? I think it would be quite really. I think what would be useful for a lot of people is if you kind of take people through that kind of that on-off plan, I guess, that you built. Because I think a lot of people following Dopey tend to follow the 2 plans that are on the Run Disney website. But I think because your goal is somewhat different, your plan works in a slightly different way. Do you want to talk through that for a quick minute?
Yeah. Basically, this year I'm doing it slightly different. So it's going to be alternate weeks, building up. So this weekend it's 12 miles, and the weekend after it's 6 miles, and the weekend after that it's 14 miles, and then 6 miles, and then it goes 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and every alternate week is back down to 6. So it gives my body time to recover, hopefully.
And the purpose of the plan, I think the biggest thing is that it's very focused on running the marathon and not running the half. So that's not a cop out. That's more of a kind of a. Actually, we're taking on Dopey as a challenge rather than a full running challenge. So some of the friends that we've got are going across. They're going to be running each of the 4 races and probably at race pace for most of them. Whereas actually for us, we're going to be focusing on the marathon primarily. So the half actually will probably we will
Take it easy.
that.
Yeah, that's the strategy is basically to run the marathon and to take it a little bit easier on the 5 and the 10 and to be really quite steady at the half so that we feel fresh for the marathon.
As fresh as we can.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Has anyone ever felt fresh for a marathon at Dopey? I'm not sure they have.
Well, you might get some proper sleep the night before because you'll be tired after doing a half marathon, which is probably helpful. Whereas the people that are just doing the marathon probably won't sleep because they'll be anxious.
Actually, can I interrupt for a second because I would like to talk about my sleeping that weekend. You would think that I would have slept a lot. I think I averaged maybe 6 hours for 4 days. The night before the marathon, I slept a total of 41 minutes. I had it on my Fitbit. 41 minutes of sleep.
Was that for the marathon?
Yes. So
Oh
Saturday night to Sunday, I got 41 minutes sleep. I had craziness that weekend. Even I stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge and love that hotel. You know, never had a problem. I worked there for over a year, and they're supposed to the animals aren't really out grazing at night usually, but of course the night before Caitlin does the marathon, the animals are going to be out grazing, and it's going to be the zebras, and they're going to be doing their mating call, and that was I can't remember if that was Saturday or Sunday night, but I think it was actually no, they was Saturday night or Friday or Saturday. Yeah, it was the night for the marathon. Then the people next door to me were jumping on the beds. There was some crazy stuff going on next door, and then the other people next to me were getting a pre-workout in. We'll just say that. I kept calling security, and I'm not a person to call security, but I was very upset. I'm like, first of all, I'm running a marathon tomorrow. Second of all, I'm running a marathon tomorrow. I have to be up in 2 hours now. So it was ridiculous. Like,
Oh no! You know, we're
running on adrenaline, like it's so crazy. I don't know how I made it through, and I always reference back to Dopey weekend because right now, like I work 2 jobs. I'm interning. I'm taking 5 classes, and every day I'm just so tired. And I think if I can get through Dopey weekend on no sleep, I can get through this. And you know what? It's totally different because Dopey weekend it was literally like the best worst weekend of my life. This is what I tell people. Like I would do it again. I want to do it this year so bad, but I didn't want to put up all that money because I'm doing 2 coast to coasts and all this stuff. So,
well, when we do it and we've got all our medals, we'll come and find you somewhere in Florida, and we'll show you all our medals, and we'll buy you a Starbucks to say thanks for coming on.
Well, actually, I'm gonna be at the marathon. I'm not volunteering it. I'm going to be at Wide World of Sports with a big sign with all the medals on it. I'm gonna have. Well, not like the 10K and the half and all that stuff. I'm going to have Dopey, Goofy, and the marathon medal. And I'm going to write some, like, crazy thing like, you're so close and these medals are waiting for you. I don't know. Something, like, cheesy and, like, happy. But because Wide World of Sports was where I hit my wall. Like, I'm sure Stewart can agree. Like, that area, there's nothing to do. It's just winding and winding and winding. And not to scare anybody. Like, you know, you just got to push through it. But around that mile is when I hit my wall. And one of my really good friends, she's running Dopey this year, actually. She had to defer last year because she was in a car accident. But she was there with snacks and big signs, and she was the only person there that was cheering people on. And since I can't run, I just want to be there and support other people and be like, touch the medal for power, because, you know, that stuff's funny. But
that's a really nice thing to do, actually. Both Stuart and I have done a lot of cheering this year, actually. And it's really important to give back. So I always say with running, you can do all the training, but actually if you do a run and there's no one on the course cheering you along, it's really easy to quit. And you need that support that you get from people stood on the side of the road cheering and clapping and all that kind of stuff. So thumbs up to you for doing that.
I'm excited. You guys will run by well as long as Stuart's not like, oh my gosh, I can't stop for a second because I have to get my time in.
I'm sure I'll be grateful for the quick stop.
I'll have snacks too. I'll have like Twizzlers and Skittles and stuff like that. So
oh wow.
from the elite people.
Where are you going to be standing?
I'll figure it out more in the next couple of months. I think right like when you're coming out of ESPN, kind of like to head back onto the road area, I want to be like where the parking lot is. So
Right. So near that where that big screen was.
no, because that's like right on the middle of the road, I'm pretty sure. No, I can't be out that. No, like more like in before you hit that wide road to get out of Wide World of Sports. Like, you know, you're coming around and you know where the expo is? Like
Yeah.
right when you like pass by the expo area, and you're heading back out.
My
That's-
recollection of that whole period is just gone. I
I
don't remember very much of that whole time. I
When I-
remember just hitting when I hit mile 22, I think I just lost it. I just couldn't remember anything after that.
I think ESPN is like 18 or 19. 19, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure. I hit my wall realistically probably when I was in Animal Kingdom. Like coming out of Animal Kingdom at the halfway point when you hit the half marathon mile marker. My friends were coming up to surprise me, and I love them for coming because it was so nice of them. They drove 2 hours, and they wanted to come see me at my first marathon. But they totally, came like super early because I told them it's gonna take me a long time. They text me when I'm at mile 13, "Hey, we're almost here. Are you almost done? Where are you?" You don't say that to somebody who still has to go another half marathon. And I think, and actually, I mean, it's very nice they came, but I totally asked them around mile 22 to buy me cheese fries, and I don't eat carbs really. Like, I'm a really healthy eater, so they thought it was so funny that I wanted cheese fries. No, when someone's running a marathon and asks for cheese fries, you buy them cheese fries. I didn't get my cheese fries and I didn't get my beer, so. And listen to this. I'm texting them because when you're almost done with the marathon, you're in World Showcase and everything. And I'm saying, okay, I'm almost done. I'm coming out of Epcot. They watched the wrong person cross the finish line.
No.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised if there's pictures of the wrong person crossing the finish line, but they didn't see me finish because they're still standing over there. I finished, and I'm like, ah. And they're texting me, "Are you almost done? We're waiting." It's like, I finished 10 minutes ago. You didn't see? And apparently, like, one of them went to go get a beer for themselves, and it was poor communication, and I'm happy that they came. So if they're going to ever listen to this, I'm happy for that.
Was it raining when you finished, or had it brightened up by then?
Oh, God, no. I think it was raining when I was in ESPN.
Right.
Yeah, because it took me a while. It took me over 6 hours to finish. Not going to lie.
It started raining, and then the heavens opened just after I'd finished. And so all my pictures are just really cloudy and horrible and un-Florida-like. So it best be sunny after we finish this year.
Better I'd be, yeah. You're damn right, yeah, I'd be. Also, I'll be having a word with the governor of Florida, whoever that person might be.
Yeah, well, I know the Disney, what do they call it? Like the Disney bubble. It's not supposed to rain at Disney. I have to show you guys, not like the people listening to the podcast can see this, but my finisher picture, they zoomed in on my face because they're dicks. And my friends think it's funny to make little memes, or whatever they're called, with
at the end of the marathon. That's cruel.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty funny. They call it the crying marathoner picture, and they like write funny things on it. But yeah, I'm like straight up just crying. But it's a very emotional thing, so you know.
I've got one of them pictures. It's horrendous. I'll see if I can. Oh, I haven't. Yeah, it's on Instagram.
Go. We'll put the Instagram links down below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make a collage like with all these pictures from Dopey and on Instagram, and then you guys can see the Crying Marathoner, which I've never posted on Instagram. So
post it on Instagram. We'll find your Instagram. And we'll put a link down below. And then yeah, but I think just while she was looking, then she just Caitlin just had her iPhone out, and before the show we were all just kind of comparing iPhones and stuff. But I think Stewart was very briefly gonna talk us through his new Apple product. That has some interesting running training aids on there. So do you wanna talk us
New
through
phone?
your watch? Are you gonna talk us through your phone with an S on it?
No, I've not had the phone that long. I was going to talk about the watch. I've been running with this for the Garmin 920 XE. I've been running with that for 6 months now, which I actually love that watch. It was the best watch. It took me forever to make up my mind which one I was going to get, and then when I finally got it, I was like, really, I've just been delighted with it. So you're asking me why I've got another watch? Well, I just kind of got this watch for every day, but I thought I'd give it it's the Apple Watch, the Sport Edition. You've got one too, haven't you?
Yeah, Sport Edition. But I have this like blingy, like crappy cover on it, and I don't know, the little bling is falling out. But
What is that?
it's just like a cover.
Is it an Apple Watch condom?
I kept banging it up because like I use it when I run, and I kept banging it up, and then hold on, sorry. And it just has like bling on it and stuff. So it's kind of shitty. Or I'm sorry, it's kind of like awful, and it's falling out, but that's okay. I found I found some cool stuff on Amazon that I can cheaply change my wrist strap around with, so I don't have to spend $50 from Apple.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I ran with it on Sunday for the first time. It wasn't exactly accurate because I don't run with my phone. I have an iPhone 6s Plus. It's too big to have on your arm. I've never ran with my phone, and I'm not going to start now. So I doubled up. I had the Apple Watch on one side and my Garmin on another, and it did come up a little bit short. It was 14K on Garmin and 16.3K on the Apple Watch, but it hadn't been what's the word I'm looking for? You know when you...
Wait, so you weren't carrying your phone then when you ran?
I carried my phone.
Okay.
I didn't carry my phone.
Okay, because I run only with my phone because for safety reasons, like I can't make a phone call from my watch if I don't have my phone. So I just got my Plus, not like maybe 3 weeks ago now, and I have a flip belt, and it's kind of annoying in there. Like it does fit, but I went from the 5C to the Plus, and when I had my watch with the 5C, it was really annoying because the battery would die and it just wasn't working right. So I would have to run with it on airplane mode, and it was really accurate when I was at Tinkerbell. Like my pace was really was pretty accurate. I thought, and the distance was exact. So I didn't have any problems with that. But then when I ran on this past weekend, I had the phone connected and everything, and I didn't have any issues with it. Like I thought it was more accurate. But maybe I think the secret is like you do need your phone connected to really make it worthwhile. But I do see how
Calibrate. That's the word I was looking for. Calibrate. So you can calibrate your watch with your phone a couple of times, which I haven't done, and then it would be a little bit more accurate if you run without the phone.
Yeah.
But the battery held up. I still had like 75% after the run, which was way more than I thought I was going to have. I enjoy it for all the activity and pacing and all the daily activities, keep you motivated. So yeah, I don't think it's necessarily the best watch for running, but for every day, in my opinion, it's good. What do you think for running, Kate?
I'm not really like a hardcore runner. Like I don't really care about my pace as much as most people do. I just like having everything in one because I was the person that had, their Fitbit with their GPS watch with my road ID, and like my whole arm was covered in stuff. So for me, like it's nice to just have one thing. Now I like that I can switch up, the different activities if I want to go on the elliptical. Like I like that. One thing I noticed, because I do a lot of treadmill running, just because it's just not safe for me to go running late at night when I get off work. So I noticed that it's really accurate with the treadmill, surprisingly, even without the phone being connected. Mostly though, like how with the treadmill, if you jump on the side or something, like it still keeps going. The watch is like, oh hell no, like you get back on there, like because I had to like stop for a second, and I went up on the side to check something on my phone, and my watch paused, and I was like, what? Like I was like, what? No, like give me an extra, like take 20 seconds.
200 meters, yeah.
Wow.
But I don't know, I like it. I'm liking it a lot more now that I have the 6 Plus. And I wouldn't suggest you have an Apple Watch mostly for running or really for anything unless you have at least the 6, because the battery life, at least on the 5S that my friend has, and I had the 5C, like our phones were like awful, and it'd be at 30% 2 hours into the day, and the watch just didn't sync right with it. And so I think, like, especially with the new iOS 9, like it seems to work really well.
And WatchOS 2 makes it work a lot better.
I still have one of my GPS watches, though. I should probably wear both of them at the same time, charge it up, and kind of see which one works, like what you did. I don't even know what I have.
TomTom you have?
I have a
you have a
TomTom.
TomTom.
I have a TomTom. Yeah, I had the Garmin 220. Garmin 220. It was purple, and that one got stolen at a Halloween race I did, because it was at the beach, and we did well, actually, I don't know. I'm not going to say it was stolen. It could have fallen out of my car, to be honest. But yeah,
Oh, wow.
You went there with it and you left without it.
well, it was like a Halloween hackathon on the beach, and after the race, they had a beach party. So they had like a bag check where you can like hold your stuff, and I thought I had my watch in my car because that's where I got changed. So it could have fallen out, and somebody probably has a nice running watch now. But it's okay. I mean, I got the TomTom, and I used it for, like, the TomTom got me through Dopey, and it didn't die, and it worked really well. So I don't know. Like, I'm not really picky with those things. The only one that I didn't really like was the Forerunner 10, the Garmin Forerunner 10, that somebody let me borrow during Wine and Dine because I didn't have a watch, because that was right when my watch was stolen.
Is that quite a big chunky watch?
10 is the small one. 10 is the
entry level one.
Yeah, it has got some level of GPS on it, but it's not like full GPS.
No, it's really annoying because it wasn't finding signal, and then with the rain, it kept losing signal, and it just, I had went right into the 220 for, right away with a watch. Like I had it for my first half, so it was kind of like, it was definitely a downgrade, but they said that the TomTom Forerunner, yeah, that was the Forerunner. Sorry, I can't remember all these watch names, but the TomTom that I have is equivalent to, yeah, it's equivalent to like the entry-level Garmin, but I think that it's better. But yeah, the only one I didn't really like was that entry-level like Forerunner 10, and the 220, which I think it was the 220. It was like a purple Garmin watch, the one that I had lost. It didn't really fit my wrist right. It was just like really awkward. Like it.
The Apple Watch is extremely comfortable to wear. It's the most comfortable watch I've ever had. You don't get that thing where it digs in your arm, and when you take it off at the end of the day, you go, oh. It just feels comfy.
You have the 42, right? The bigger one?
Yeah, the bigger one.
Yeah, I have the baby one, but I have a baby wrist, so you can't tell. Still looks massive.
Really? Because I think this just looks quite small on my wrist, and it's the big one. But I was surprised when I was in America 3 weeks ago, how many people had the Apple Watches, and particularly at Dumbo, there were so many people running with Apple Watches.
Really?
I was really quite surprised because in England there aren't that many of there. You don't see that many people with them.
Wow. Because I had mine for Tinkerbell when I was there, and like nobody had it at that point. But it just came out at that point.
Right.
You pre-ordered it, right? But you were delayed because you got the black.
No, I bought the watch when I was in America, and I didn't open it until I got my iPhone 6s.
Stewart was a dirty Android user who had an Apple Watch.
So did you buy it in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I bought it in Santa Monica.
Oh.
Stewart only buys Apple products in Santa Monica. Unless they're brand new on launch day, he only buys them in the big glass shop on Santa Monica Boulevard.
All Apple shops are glass shops.
Yeah, but the special one in Santa Monica with the weird roof that changes depending on how sunny it is.
Oh my gosh, the one that's in New York is pretty cool too. Have you been to that one?
I've been to them all.
Oh yeah, that one's open.
I'm an Apple shop tourist.
When I was in Chicago, I had to go to the Apple store just to see it and just to see another one. Then I ended up sitting in there writing a paper for like 2 hours, but that's another story.
Jason, do you have a review this week?
I did. I have. So back in May, I ordered from the legendary YouTube superstar Ethan Newberry, or AKA the Ginger Runner, the new Ginger Runner camp cap. So I'm not quite sure what the camp stands for, but yesterday, after a very, very long period of time and a number of email conversations with Ethan, on my birthday, my camp cap has arrived at last. So I've got it. So if you're watching the video, you can see how silly I look in a hat. But I have now got it. So not running it yet.
Hey, it kind of matches your shirt.
It does. Do you know? I have to say I go for the wild colours. So it's a pretty wild looking hat. He's done some stuff before, and I've always kind of avoided buying it because of some of the like the little slogans on them are usually a bit silly. But I really quite like this one, and it looks like it's going to be really good, especially in the hot climate. So probably a bit bad timing really for here in the UK. But first impressions, I really, really like it. So that one's mine. This one's Stewart's. We can have matching hats.
And we've got matching T-shirts.
And we've got matching T-shirts. We're going to look like a right pair of idiots.
Show the viewers your T-shirt.
What's the matching T-shirt? The Dopey one?
So I'm wearing the I'm training for the Dopey Challenge T-shirt.
And I have the same one. In fact, we all have them. Well, not you, Kate, but everybody that's running with us for Dopey.
Yeah.
Save myself some money. Not really.
Mine is this one, which is the orange, just plain run Disney, the Jeff Galloway one.
I have the green one in that, like the lime green, but I think it's more yellow because the Florida sun fades things.
Yeah.
So when I run in it, all my shirts fade.
And yours is the Dopey one.
Yep, it's the free one, the free Dopey one. And it's too big. Like, I wish okay, so funny story. I never tried it on because I was told that it's like superstitious and you won't finish if you try on your race shirt. And I'm like, oh, the small will fit. And apparently they run really big and it's like pretty big. But I don't care. I wear it all the time, even in the summer, which is every day. I live in Florida. Like it's currently fall and it's like 90 degrees, so.
Yeah, it's really cold here tonight.
I believe you can try them on before the race, but I just don't believe that you should wear them for the race.
Yeah, that's.
No, I would never wear one for the race. Actually, during Wine and Dine last year, it was kind of cold that night, and I was meeting a friend for dinner, and I didn't have a jacket, so I threw the Wine and Dine shirt over my tank top, and this guy was such a dick to me. He's like, "You won't finish. Have fun being swept." And I'm like, okay. Sorry. I was cold. And I was wearing it like, I just had my arms, and I didn't even have it like all the way over my head, so.
Have we? I'm just conscious, Stuart. We're actually running kind of well over an hour already because we've been chatting so much. So, did we get any questions in this week?
We have a few questions. I'm going to have to wrap up in the next 5 minutes, so let's kind of work through them. Yes, the questions are: when will we get to see the marathon medals and the Dopey medals and the Goofy medal and the 5K medal and the 10K medal and the half marathon medal and the marathon medal?
So they're usually out by now, aren't they? This time of year.
They should be unveiled very soon. I'm sure they were already out this time last year.
I think so. It's not a special year this year, is it? It's not like it's like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the half marathon is an anniversary year.
Ooh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
No, that was last year. It was 10 last year.
No, Goofy was 10. Just the half. The Donald half, I'm pretty sure, is an anniversary year.
Really?
Yes. I'm almost
positive. Because it should be a better medal.
Yeah.
I was going to do that instead of Princess. I was going to run that race. But Princess is like my baby, so yeah.
So I think the answer to that question is we think now, but they're not out yet. But
I think soon. Well, they still haven't unveiled the Infinity Gauntlet medal for Avengers. So I would probably give it a few more weeks. Because they'll probably throw them all out. It's like they just unveiled Wine and Dine like a couple weeks ago, so that's really late too. So.
What are we hoping they will look like, though?
Spinners.
It's not going to be a spinner. You might get a spinner for that 10th half. Is it? Did you say the 10th anniversary of the half?
Yeah. Well, it might be the 15th. I just know it's an anniversary year. I don't know the exact year because they're all blending together at this point. I'm like, can't keep up. All I know is that I'm the same age as the marathon. That's all I care about.
21.
Yeah.
No, isn't it 22?
No, like this was like the 21st year. Well, he started in 1994, so that's the year I was born, and I just know that that's when I was born.
You're wrong. You're wrong, because
except
the spinner medal for the marathon was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Then last year was the medal which I got, and the one in between is not cut out, so it's 2 years.
But Disney does everything like they have their first year as year one, because everything it's really weird.
Yeah.
Like the way Dopey is too. Like I thought that it was gonna be like the anniversary year was gonna be different, but it's actually everything's like a year behind. It's just the way that they word things.
Oh wow. Okay.
Have we got any more questions, Stuart?
No, that's. Oh yeah, there is one here.
Okay.
On race day, will you run with a water bottle?
Yeah, probably will actually.
For the 5K?
Not for the 5K, not unless it's hot, but the rest of them. And I'll take my own for two reasons. One, being an Englishman abroad, tap water is not great, so I don't really want to risk drinking the water off the side. And then the second reason is you Americans, your bottles are too big. I can't hold them. I can't drink out of them. They're insane. Like what the hell? Like they're just too big. So yeah, it's nuts, man. So
how about this one? How about this one?
Yeah, it's just like
this is Buxton, and this is pretty big, and you can't get more English than Buxton.
Yeah, true, but yeah. So I'll be taking my own. So I think in the next few weeks I'll probably buy some spring-specific bottle and try and use that. I quite like the Ultimate Direction bottles actually, so I'll probably try and get one of those.
I think the question was kind of referring to would you be taking the water refreshments from the pit stops?
No, no, and especially after doing Avengers last year, it was full of grit and soil and sand. So no.
Oh, because you guys had that sandstorm. I've never run with a water bottle at a Disney race. Actually, I don't think I've run with. Oh, I did. I did this thing called the Summer Death March, and we ran outside on the hottest day of the year. Kind of stupid, but I ran with a water bottle then. But I've never run with one at a Disney race before. But I mean, I'm used to the water here, so like, it's. But,
I train with a water bottle, so I'm quite used to it. But I train with the small one, and I did learn last year that if you stop and you ask one of the marshals to fill it up for you, they will kindly do that. One of the volunteers.
I just don't like carrying more things. Like, I carry enough stuff when I run, and I like I don't know. I carry props when I run too, like lightsabers and shields. Like my Avenger shield is awesome. I might add Mickey ears to it actually. Might be a craft of the weekend, but yeah. So I have too many things in my hand. Lightsabers and and stuffed animals. No. Oh.
Wow.
Hulk hands. Go up. Cool.
Well, that was the last question.
It was. So
let me just quickly give you an update on what's going to happen next week.
Cool.
We have another new guest who I'm not going to pre-announce, but he is also a Dopey runner. He ran this year and he ran last year, and he's looking for being a perfect Dopier. So we will have him join us next week. Do we have any reviews lined up, Jason?
We've probably got some trainers to review, I think, next week. And
Going to give us a clue.
And this week we're getting some important letters through the post.
We should really open them live on the show, but I don't think we'll be able to wait till then.
We're either going to get Bumblebeed or Spider-Man.
Basically, we will find out this week whether we get positions in the London Marathon ballot.
Yay.
Yeah, so we're never that lucky, unfortunately. And this year, if you don't get in, you get Spider-Man, and if you do get in, you get Bumblebeed. So we'll be hoping for Bumblebees, but I think we're going to get Spider-Mans.
We have a 1 in 8 chance.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see.
Anyway, that pretty much wraps things up. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thanks, Caitlin, for joining.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll come back anytime.
Excellent.
Do you want to tell people how they can contact you? Can we share your Insta with our viewers?
Yeah, definitely.
You are Eat, Pray, Run Disney, is that correct?
Yes. And I'm pretty active on there. They can hit me up on Facebook too with any questions, or mostly Instagram because I'm on there a lot more. I have more running following on Instagram than I do on Facebook or emails and stuff.
Cool. We'll put your Instagram
on Twitter.
Sorry, so Stuart just said are you on Twitter as well?
I actually don't tweet. Like, I'm afraid of it. Like, everyone's like, you need a Twitter, and I'm just like, but no, maybe I'll make one.
Maybe. Yeah, Ed Snowden's on there now. It feels inherently safe to be on Twitter now. Ed Snowden's on there, so.
I've been trying to avoid it, but you know.
Dear God.
Well, I'm on Instagram as Stewart Anthony with a W, and Twitter at Run Stewart, and Jason is on both at the Jason Hearn.
Certainly am.
And is that correct?
Down below. Yeah. Good stuff. So I think that wraps it up. We'll wrap it up there because it's quite a long one today. And if you don't see us on those other social media channels, we will see you next week. See you all later.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Please, if you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe. See you next week. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, Jason.
Bye.
Bye.